Hey, y'all, welcome back to another Mindful and Aware podcast episode. Today I have another special guest who I'm so excited to introduce. This is Kerry Rasenberger, who is a certified life coach, and she helps women heal from toxic relationships and reclaim their self worth and their power. So, welcome to the podcast, Kerry.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm so glad to be here with you. I just always love your energy, and I can't wait to get into our conversation today. Oh, and here's my big guy just
Oh,
peeking in.
oh
Oh,
my
there
gosh.
she
Hey.
is.
That's so awesome. Yeah, so Carrie and I, we had met about 2 weeks ago, through a video call to, like, chat a little bit about the episode, to meet, and we connected, like, right off the bat. Turns out our birthdays are 2 days apart. Like, it's insane, like, divine timing, I feel. But
It's just incredible.
yeah, it really is. And we had such a good chat about today's episode, which will be a lot about healing from toxic relationships and getting into the nitty gritty of all that, learning to reclaim your self worth after those relationships, learning how to honor your intuition and your worth and show yourself love while in relationships and beginning to date and everything, all of that good stuff that we love about the dating life. All the hardships and the fun times. So we will
Exactly.
get all into that today, and I'm so beyond excited. So I'd like to just start right off the bat, and I want us to like talk about the difference between actually knowing your worth and then actually claiming and embodying that. Because it's so easy to just say, oh, just like know your worth, like know that you're worth more than that. But actually embodying that, like what does that look like to you personally? And then like what do you maybe share with your clients and whatnot?
It's so important. We're all worthy. Let's start there first, right?
Okay, I
We're,
love that. I love that. Yeah, we already
we're
worthy
all worthy.
just as we are.
Yes. And we were born that way. Not one
Mhm.
person's has more worth than another. And one thing that's so important that has been a huge life lesson I've learned, the only time we lose our worth is when we give it away. Really, is when we give it away, right? And in toxic relationships, it beats us down. I've been there. It's one of those things that just eats at your self-confidence. It creates self-doubt, right? And when that all starts happening and we allow it, then we start losing our worth, right? We aren't putting our priorities first. We aren't, it's so important that we love ourselves. And I know it's such a trendy word,
Yeah,
but
yeah, it really is.
it's such a trendy word, but I wanna get away from that trendy word and really
Hmm.
talk about what that means. It
Yes.
means really it's like having regards for your well-being and happiness. And
Yes,
do
like,
and
yes,
yeah,
acknowledging yourself, acknowledging your
exactly.
emotions, being a listener to yourself. I think
Mhm.
there's a huge, like, there's so, oh my gosh, I could go on and on. But like you said, self-love is
Yeah,
such a trendy word where it's like, it makes it seem like it's this end goal, like, do this to love yourself, do this to show yourself love. But it's not necessarily so much of this, like, you have to do this and then this and then this. It's more of like a continuous act of consciousness of like, you know what? I'm feeling kind of emotional today. Let me listen to that. Let me show curiosity to that. That right there is self love. Even letting yourself cry, that is self love. Letting yourself cry from this relationship that you just like broke up with or this relationship that you just left for like whatever. Allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to heal from that. Allow yourself to feel cuz that is love.
mhm. And that is also holding on to our worth, right? When
Mhm.
we let go of our worth, we aren't putting ourselves first. We aren't caring about what's going on. We aren't, and one thing that's so important, we aren't listening to that gut feeling anymore. We're believing other people tell us versus what are we really need to tell ourselves? What do we need to believe, right? And one thing that is so important is coming back to ourselves. And this is something and we all have to do it. We all lose ourselves at times. Nobody's perfect out there. I wish we got rid of the word perfect because, trying to live to be perfect is nothing good for us. It's really living the best we can and living in the moment. And what's really helped me hold on to my worth is really understanding awareness of understanding what am I feeling now? Okay, well, if I'm overwhelmed, what's causing me to be overwhelmed? What's happening? Is that true? What that person's saying to me that's hurting my feelings? And diving deep and breaking it down, and that's how we come back to ourselves, and we all get upset at times, just like you said, we need to cry. A good
Mhm.
cry is the best we can do for our
I love
soul.
crying.
Yeah, it's good, and when I feel like I can't cry, sometimes I'll just try to go watch a tearjerker
Yeah,
just
listen
to
to
get
sad
that
music.
stress out.
I like to do that.
But it's important, and, what's going on with us in this present moment? Because we can't control our future. We can plan for our future. Like if you're going to have a wedding, plan for a wedding. You can plan today for your wedding. But a year from now, when that happens, can we control it today? Absolutely not, right? And in our past happened, we can't fight with it. Our past happened, and it was what we're supposed to experience, maybe to learn from it, maybe to fall flat on our face, to pick ourselves back up, and to build resilience, right? We can't fight the past. So trying to fight and change the past is only going to knock you down 110% of the time. It's not that we have to accept our past and say, "Oh god, that garbage, I love it," right? No, we don't have to do it and we can hate
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
However,
Yeah.
just we can't let it control our present. And when
Yes.
we let that go and really work through that, that is another way we hold on to our worth because 'cause we're coming
Mhm.
back to ourselves.
Yeah, I think that was such an important thing that you noted there was like you don't have to be like, "Oh, I'm so glad, grateful that that toxic relationship like did me like that." You don't have to find gratitude for that person that absolutely destroyed you. You can just kind of find acceptance with it and bring yourself back to the present like, "Okay, here I am now and we can move on from that. We can move forward. I don't even want to say move on, but like just move forward, move through it and see like, okay, who do I want to be today? How do I want to like who do I want to be in this next relationship that I want to get into? What relationship do I want based on what I learned from what I don't like in that past relationship? And I want to like come back for a second of like that coming back to oneness with yourself and showing yourself love. When you are like entering, I know I have the tendency of doing this sometimes where I start like relationship or not even relationships, but I start talking to somebody. We start like going on dates here and there. And then next thing I know, I'm like canceling my own like lifestyle choice like say for example my podcast I'm like oh you know what I don't have to record today I can go hang out with you and I'm like okay let's find the balance between the two like yeah you can make sacrifices for another person here and there but one you barely know this person and two is that who you want to be do you want to be someone who prioritizes this person over something that you actually love and enjoy doing and that's you're very passionate about like come back to yourself and think am I enjoying who I am when I am with this person? Am I enjoying the things that I am constantly giving energy and attention to when I'm with this person? And just being aware of that. I like to use mindful and aware a lot
Mm, wow,
but be a
that's
little
so good.
mindful and aware of, you know what,
Oh,
I
mm,
actually don't enjoy doing these things, or this isn't even who my personality, but I'm kind of morphing into this persona just to be with this person, just so that I can continue this relationship with this person. And that's not sustainable because not being true to yourself is not sustainable. You know what I mean?
and I'm saying you made such incredible points right here. When we get excited about a new relationship,
Mhm.
especially as somebody's master at love bombing, oh
Oh,
god, I've been sucked right into things that
oh
were not
yeah.
of that love bombing is just, oh my gosh, they make you feel like you're the only one in the world they wanna be with. They make you're the best. They fell in love with you so fast, right? That's kinda toxic. Sometimes, we need to really look at that as a red flag. And some things that you mentioned was balance. There is not any one-sided relationship that ever works in the long term, right? So in that love bombing, if we're getting sucked in and we're canceling things that are important for us to be with that person, that's infatuation. Infatuation's a really different thing than real love, right? Infatuation or that wanting can really pull us in. But if we're dropping ourselves all the time, and I'm not saying once in a while because that's just fun, right? But I'm saying if it turns into a pattern, and that's where I use the word awareness a lot. We need to be aware of the choices we're making. What are the patterns we're starting? And is that pattern healthy for us, right? Because if we're sacrificing everything for someone else, in long term, there's going to be possible resentment. Then we're going to be so disappointed because they aren't doing anything equal in return, right? So we need that balance. And I've learned so much from toxic relationships where I've been flattened from them that I'm not going to go back there again. I'm going to hold my worth. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to be somebody's second choice,
Mhm.
even if I feel overwhelming, like I'm so into that person in the beginning. And it's not just romantic, it's friendships, bosses. If you feel that excitement connection and then you're the only one giving, that is not a relationship that's
Yeah.
aligned for you for her.
Yes,
And
and
it's
I
okay.
yes. Mhm. I love that you
You
said that, and you made me think of I've seen on Instagram before, and it was such a mind-opening it was such a mind-opening thing to see. I don't remember, like, who said it, I just, like, scrolling, you see these things. So I saw something and talking about being aware of, like, the relationship and, like, you in this relationship and whatnot. There was, like, this quote or the saying, and it said something to the effect of I thought the relationship was super fun and filled with love, but it turns out it was only fun because I was in the relationship because I'm the fun one. Like I didn't actually like find the person funny or like enjoyable. I just enjoyed being with myself and I thought like I was funny. And I'm like, "You know what? Yeah, like my perspective this whole time was I had so much fun in that relationship. Oh my gosh, I felt so loved in that relationship. When really it was just that relationship, I was the one giving all that love. I was the one giving all that fun energy. Like it was all me, never that other person. Like they never gave me anything. I just felt that way because it was already within me. Like that love and light was already within me, giving that out. And that's why it kind of felt like that perspective of this was such a fun, awesome relationship. Well, it's because I'm the fun and awesome one. And some people could hear that and be like, oh my gosh, this girl's so conceited. But it's like there's a difference between being conceited and just loving yourself, acknowledging the good qualities about yourself. Because, yeah, another person can be great, but how about you? Like, you're also just as great. And you don't need that other person for you to understand how great you are. Like, you are great and you are amazing and all of these qualities. And it's good to acknowledge that and be aware of that.
I'm so glad you brought that up. We don't do that enough of even, looking back, what did I do well this week? Right? What was this week? And it's so important that we do that. And that's not being conceited. That's just being comfortable in your skin, right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
being happy with yourself. And, I've this time in my life, I've never felt so good in my skin, right?
Oh, that's
And it doesn't
amazing.
yeah, and it doesn't mean I don't have bad days. We all have bad days. We're human. It
Mhm.
doesn't mean I don't get upset. However, I am so much better at working through it. Okay. And understanding, that person said that hurt me. What caused the hurt? Is it
Yeah.
something that I should acknowledge or is it something just let go? Mel Robbins is
Yeah.
great with that let go theory. I use
Yeah.
that so
The
much.
let theory. Yeah.
Let let them, like, let
Yeah.
them. Just let if
Yes.
you aren't asked out to lunch sometimes, it's okay, let them. Maybe those 2 people need really bonding, maybe they're trying to work something out, let them, right? That
Mhm.
let them theory been fantastic the past 2 years for me, but also that let them has allowed me to let go too. And and when we hold on to hardships and we hold on to pain, a lot of times we're causing ourselves to suffer way much more than we need to in life. And it doesn't mean that we don't feel pain because it's part of life. We're humans. What is there, 36 different emotions? If we are happy all the time, everyone's like, woo, yeah. It'd be a little crazy, funny world out
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah. I always love saying
You
we're
know,
not robots, so we have
yeah.
multiple emotions. We're not robots. We don't wanna be robots. Like, it's amazing to have emotions. It's amazing to allow yourself to open up to, like, receiving love from other people. Like, that's an amazing and glorious self-love thing to do for yourself. Like, opening up to other people's love, like, I know people will get hard on themselves thinking like, "Oh, like, I'm just done with this love thing, like, I'm closing off, like, putting up all my walls." But it's like, that is being so mean to yourself, like, you're not allowing yourself to receive love from others. Like, open up, be vulnerable, like, allow yourself that opportunity to be loved because you give so much love, you deserve that in return. But we have to open up to that, and yeah, that means, like, sometimes putting our heart out there and risk it getting hurt, but at least you allowed yourself to put your heart out there because you deserve that. You deserve that opportunity to be loved fully and wholeheartedly.
Mhm. And I can, reflect back. Some of my hardest pains I've had to work through has also taught me, once again, we're going to go back to self-worth, self-love, but it's also taught me boundaries. Whereas before in that toxic relationship, I'd feel guilty for setting a boundary. And now I don't feel guilty if it's something that's really important and somebody doesn't value um, that boundary or respect me, then maybe that person's not aligned with me. It doesn't mean I'm going to be mean, but maybe it's not somebody I bring fully into my life where I allow myself to be vulnerable. And it might be just more of a casual relationship of somebody just to have a laugh with once in a while. And and I think it's really to understand boundaries aren't building the walls, boundaries are the gates of who you allow to come in and to go,
I
right?
love that.
And
Yeah.
it's really it's your fence gate of, "Oh my gosh, it's wide open. Come on in. Let's have a blast." Because we have that respect and that mutual connection, right? That we just really get where each other come from. That's how I kind of feel like you and I get each other, right?
Yeah, we
That
do.
we yeah, that we can allow, that to happen. But let's say if I got red flags, and that's why it's important to listen to our gut.
Mm,
When I was younger, I didn't listen to my gut enough. My gut would tell me right away, but then I'd always have these little voices. Oh, and maybe that person's not so bad. Give a second chance, give a third chance, give a fifth chance. Next
mm.
thing I know, I gave 50 chances for that person to change because they were hurting me all the time. And then I was working so hard to please them, and there was no reciprocation. So
Yeah.
one thing that's important with our gut, right? And put it out there to all of you. Are you listening to your gut? How many chances do you give someone? We can all make mistakes, but if that person isn't taking accountability, that's a huge red flag. And if that person makes the same mistake that hurt you so badly and they do it twice, huge red flag. 3 times, boom, that's a pattern. That person is going to continuously more than likely of doing that pattern over and over, not take accountability. And none of us need that in our lives, right? And so you have the choice. We all have the choice of, and we aren't taught that, of who we want to hang with, right? And sometimes when we're younger, we're kind of forced, whether our parents make us, oh, that person's so great, hang with them. And then the parents see that person's totally bullying you, saying mean things. Trust that gut because I'll tell you this, our bodies know way before our brains know what's going on. And when you walk away to a person, I want everyone to ask themselves, what do I feel right now? Oh, I feel energetic. I feel, like, oh my gosh, so much, so great, loving that person, so good about myself. That's someone you want to hang with. If you're walking away and you're kind of feeling, wow, I don't really know what I'm feeling. I'm feeling a little low. Wow, that person kind of attacked me a few times. I don't know what I did. I'm feeling a little, and that's over and over. Then what makes you want to keep going back to that person? Because you have a choice. We all do.
Yes, and I love that you brought up, like, the gut
Mm.
feelings, listening to your body and
Uh,
in that body awareness to yourself, and this is, like, a perfect leeway into such a critical topic I wanna
Right.
talk about today, but it's like I feel like because I have also been through this where because I feel like I'm very connected to my intuition and those gut feelings and these, like, this body awareness that I have, like, I'm pretty connected to that. And I'm more connected to that in the sense now, currently, where I will listen to it. In the past, I had these like feelings within and then I would ignore them. And I think looking back on it, I feel like the like best reason that I could give as to why I would ignore them at the time is because listening to those typically are it's like you really have to welcome in the unknown because you don't know what's going to come from that. You're familiar with this external reality that you have like created and like accumulated around you. And so to listen to that gut feeling of leave this reality, like leave this relationship, you're like, well, I don't know anything else. And because you're so familiar with this reality that is now your life, being in this relationship, however long this relationship is. And depending how long it is, that adds even more kind of pressure to it. And like scaredness of oh my gosh but I don't know what's going to happen, I don't know who I'm going to be without this person in my life. And so I want to kind of like chat about how people can be so self-aware that you know what, this isn't good for me, I'm not happy, but then we don't leave because I know that I've been in that like one time really bad and then like a few other times, and it's just you want to see the best in that relationship. And then hearing the people around you say, "Oh, but you're so happy. Oh, you guys are the best couple." Like that doesn't help either cuz then you're like, "Oh yeah, maybe they're right. Maybe their perspective is right. Maybe we are the perfect couple. Maybe I do have the perfect life because these people are telling me that I do." When in me, I know this isn't me. This isn't who I want to be. This isn't the life that I want to live. But why can't I just leap out of it? Because that's all I know, because that's familiar. And it's just, oh my gosh, it can be so challenging to finally break away from what is so familiar.
You know, you we stick into our comfort zones many times because you're exactly right. It's our familiar. Our comfort zone doesn't necessarily mean it's what's right for us, right? And there's a couple more things. Let's dive deep into a toxic relationship right now, because there's a few things we need to dive deep into.